Okay, that's enough. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I got a request to do another TikTok video, so I'm doing part 3 today. If you guys haven't seen my first 2 videos, I will link them down below. You should go watch them because they're really fun. Basically what I do in these videos is I find food videos and hacks on TikTok that I really want to try, and then I try them for you guys. That way you can know if they're good or not. And I also make them vegan because I'm vegan, so these are all going to be vegan recipes today. I found so many hacks. We're just gonna jump right into it because this is gonna be a long one. First off, we are going to make something that takes a little bit to cook. So I'm doing it first, that way I can do all the other hacks while it's cooking. So there's this girl on TikTok who makes these layered bakes, I guess you could call them. Basically, they're like these desserts that she layers different things and doesn't mix it and then bakes it, and then it's supposed to be like this really good bake. So I saw this peanut butter chocolate one that she did and it looked so good, so we're doing that today. So we're gonna start by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. All right, so I preheated the oven. Now we are going to start making the dish. You want a pan. I'm actually using a smaller pan. She, I think, uses a 9x13, but I'm just gonna use a 9x9 or an 8x8. I'm just gonna use an 8x8. So she starts by putting a layer of Reese's peanut butter cups on the bottom of the pan. Now, Reese's peanut butter cups are not vegan, but Justin's dark chocolate peanut butter cups, these are so good. They're vegan and they taste a lot like Reese's peanut butter cups, at least what I remember them tasting like. So I'm gonna be using these for this recipe. They smell identical to Reese's peanut butter cups. So I did a little layer on the bottom. Then she puts a layer of chocolate frosting. So I have this accidentally vegan chocolate frosting from the brand Pillsbury. Pillsbury has a lot of accidentally vegan frostings, so Pillsbury is pretty great, you know. And then she puts the whole thing in her pan. I'm gonna do just a little bit more than half because I have a smaller amount that I'm making. Actually, never mind. I think I'm just gonna use the whole thing. Okay, so I used the entire jar. Then on top of the frosting, she adds Reese's Pieces, which are also not vegan. So I have these vegan M&Ms from the brand Unreal. They are the closest thing that I found to Reese's Pieces. They're just like regular M&Ms but vegan, and they have quinoa crisps in them as well. But I thought that I would use this instead because it was the only vegan thing I could find. So she just sprinkles them on the top. So that's what it looks like so far. So pretty. And then she takes a peanut butter cookie mix. Pillsbury's peanut butter cookie mix is also accidentally vegan. I'm gonna use this one. And then she just dumps it on top like this. So you wanna cover everything with the cookie mix. And then she cuts up butter and puts it on top. So I have some vegan butter here that I'm just going to cut into squares and place on top. So this is what it should look like. You have the butter cubed on top. Now I'm going to go put this in the oven for 45 minutes. All right, so while that is in the oven, we are going to move on to our next item, which is Oreo sushi. I know this trend is a little old, but I still really wanted to try it. We're going to take 24 Oreos and you're gonna separate the Oreo cookie part from the filling. So I'm just going to do that right now. Okay, so I very tediously finished separating the two. I have the cream here and the cookies here, and I'm just going to pulse these in a food processor until they're just crumbs.
One eternity later.
So now they are in crumbs, and I'm now going to add 3 tablespoons of almond milk. Okay, I added 3 tablespoons of almond milk, and now I'm going to blend it until it forms a dough. So it's kind of forming into a dough, so I'm just gonna do the rest of it with my hands. It literally just turned right into a dough. That's cool. So I'm just going to press it down, and then I'm going to take another piece of parchment and lay it on top and then roll it out with a rolling pin. Okay, so it's all rolled out and it looks like this. I'm going to cut it into a square shape, or just trim off the edges and save those for later. Or you could make another roll of sushi with the leftover pieces if you want, the trimmings. Then you're gonna take your filling and add 2 teaspoons of almond milk to it. And then you're just gonna mix that up. So now you have more of a paste, and you're going to spread that on top of your sushi. So now it looks like that, and we're just gonna roll it up into a sushi roll. So now it's all wrapped up in a sushi roll, and she freezes it for an hour, but I'm just gonna put it in the freezer for a little bit because we don't got time to wait an hour. So just pop this in the freezer until it's firm. All right, now while that's in the freezer, we are going to move on to our next item, which is peanut butter fudge. So I was originally considering doing this one, but then I was kind of debating back and forth because it was just so much sugar. But then I decided that it's super easy and I really just want to try it and see if it works. So in the video, they take some peanut butter and some vanilla frosting. This is also accidentally vegan frosting by the brand Pillsbury. Yes, I know it's funfetti, but I already used the sprinkles, so it's just vanilla frosting. And then she microwaves these, mixes them together, and freezes them. And then it's fudge, so I want to try it out. She didn't really specify how long she put it in the microwave, so I'm just gonna guess. Also make sure when you're taking the aluminum wrappings off of your containers that all of the aluminum gets off, because you don't want this exploding in your microwave. Now I'm gonna go put these in the microwave and wait until they turn runny, I guess. So I put them in for about a minute and a half. The peanut butter is still not runny, so I'm just gonna leave it as is, but the frosting is now a liquid, so you're gonna pour it into a container. Oh my gosh, it smells like sugar cookies. Gee, I wonder why. And then I guess I'm just gonna scoop out the peanut butter from the container. Oh, I guess the top wasn't runny, but the rest of it kind of is. All right, so now both the peanut butter and the frosting are in the bowl, and now I'm gonna mix. All right, so now the mixture looks like that, and I'm just going to pour it in a parchment-lined pan. This smells so good. It smells like a Reese's peanut butter cup on steroids. Okay, so it is now in my parchment, and I don't know how long to put this in the freezer. She didn't say how long to put it in the freezer either, so I'm just going to put it in the freezer and wait till it's firm. For the next few items, we are going to need the stove, so let's go. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard of the rolled French toast trend that's been going around. It's kind of old now, but I saw this guy do his own take on it, and he did a grilled cheese. You guys know how I am with my grilled cheese. So I have some vegan white bread, some vegan cheese, and some vegan butter. We're just going to get on with it. Okay, so in the video, the guy takes a piece of bread and he cuts off the edges, which don't waste, we will eat those later. And then he presses the bread down like so. Then he adds his cheese. I'm just using Daya, and he kind of presses that down. His is easier to press down because he has smaller shreds, but we're still gonna work with what we got. Then he starts rolling it up, and then he takes butter and spreads it along the edge so that it sticks. And then he kind of spreads a bunch of butter along the sides as well so that it cooks on the pan. Then I'm gonna do that with a few more, and then we're gonna start cooking them. All right, so I finished the rest of them. They look kind of funky, but now I'm going to transfer them to a pan. And then I'm going to flip. Okay, now I'm going to take them off the pan. Okay, this is what they look like. I'm going to try one real quick. Okay. That's so fun. And then I have some marinara to dip it in because I think that would taste really good. It just tastes like a grilled cheese, but it's rolled up and easy to eat, so it's really, really fun. I really like it. And I feel like you could add some flavorings into them as well to make them extra good. I give those a 9 or 9.5. I really like those. So that was actually the only thing I needed the stove for, so we are gonna go back over there. Next up is something I'm really excited for. I think it's kind of a take on a peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable. So in the video, they take a piece of bread and put it on a plate, and then some vegan cheese. I'm using Daya again. They just place a vegan pepperoni in the center. I'm using this brand. I've used it before in a couple previous videos. Vegan. And then they place another piece of bread on top. I'm kind of pressing it down a little. Then they take a cup and put it in the center and press down and twist. And then it makes your very own Uncrustable. And then I'm just gonna press down the sides a little more because you saw that opening right there. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's all closed. And then he just places this in the toaster. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so it came out of the toaster. It's not brown, but it's a little toasted. Okay, I'm gonna try it. So it didn't cook. Doesn't have much flavor. I'm gonna try it in some of the marinara. It's a clever idea, but I think I would prefer making a grilled cheese on the stove or whatever. But it's a good idea. I give it an 8 out of 10 for the idea, but you know, not the best thing in the world. All right, next I'm really excited because this next item is a microwavable item. We are going to be making microwavable biscoff cookies. First, we're going to add half a cup of biscoff butter to a bowl. Then we're going to add half a cup of flour and we're going to mix that. And then when it's kind of crumbly, you're going to add 3 tablespoons of almond milk. Then you're gonna mix this until a dough forms. So it should be a dough-like consistency to the point where you can knead it without it sticking to your hands. I'm going to grease a plate with vegan butter. This just helps prevent the cookies from sticking. Then you're going to roll the dough into little balls like so. And then once you've rolled them into little balls, you're gonna press each down a little bit. And then you're gonna want to form a little hole in the center of each. So they look like that. And then to each cookie, you're going to spoon a little bit of Biscoff butter into the center. Now you're just gonna microwave these for 1 minute. All right, so the cookies just came out of the microwave. This is what they look like. And now I'm going to let these cool for a little bit. And while those are cooling, we are going to move on to our next microwave item. So to a bowl, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of chocolate. I have some vegan chocolate chips here. And then 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. And then you're going to want to microwave this in 30-second intervals until it's fully melted. Okay, now it's fully melted, and now you're going to want to add half a cup plus an 1/8 cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of almond milk. And then you're gonna wanna mix that up. Now that that's all mixed, we're gonna add a 2/3 cup of flour and mix. And now that that's all mixed, we're going to add another 1/4 cup of vegan chocolate chips. Now that that's all mixed, we're going to put this in a parchment-lined tray or dish. And then you're going to microwave that on high for 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, so the brownies are out of the oven. They kind of just look the same, but we're still gonna try them. And that was actually our last item. So we are going to just try everything now, and I'm super excited. First, we're going to start with the brownies. So it didn't really cook. It's kind of just mush. But that doesn't mean it's not good. That is so good. It's like warmed up brownie batter. Oh my gosh. I don't care that it's not really a brownie. That is so good. Look at that. That is so good. Oh my gosh, I give that a 9 or 9.5. They have such a good flavor. And they're so gooey. All right, next up, we are going to try the Biscoff cookies. I'm so excited for this. That's what it looks like. It's so soft. Okay, now to try. Those are so good. Ten out of 10. Those are so good. You can taste the Biscoff. It's not too sweet, but it's soft and very easy to eat. 10 out of 10. All right, next we're going to try the peanut butter fudge. I'm just gonna cut a little square. The consistency is a lot like fudge. Okay, so I cut a little piece. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's try. Oh my gosh. That's another 10 out of 10. It has the perfect fudgy texture. It tastes a lot like peanut butter, obviously. It's super sweet, but it tastes like a peanut butter candy that you'd get on Halloween. 10 out of 10. So I took the sushi out of the fridge and now we're gonna unroll it and cut it. So this is what it looks like and I'm just going to cut it. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's try it. That is so much fun. It just tastes like an Oreo, but it's a really fun way of eating it. And it's pretty easy too. I think I give that one an 8 out of 10. Okay, last but definitely not least is the dessert bake. So I've been letting this cool for a long while now and it's still a little warm. Look at this. That looks beyond good. So I'm literally just going to take a bite. It like crystallized on top. What the heck? Now I'm gonna come show you. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this. That is insane. It's almost like a brookie. With an extra crunch from the M&Ms. And then the peanut butter on the bottom. Oh my gosh. It's a little bit too much. I can only have a few bites of it without getting sugared out. But it is so, so good. I'm gonna give that a 10 out of 10 because it's just amazing. Super, super sweet though, but you could put this on a table and it would be the life of the party. All right guys, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like this style of TikTok video where I make all the things and then try them all after. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.